And welcome to another episode of Football the Pod. I'm your host, Commissioner Ben. And we are back. It is season 4. Oh, my camera is shaky. That's because I am shaking with anticipation as we start the new fantasy year. I've made it this far, and even though I thought I'd be living the dream at this point, because we are back, with the podcast and all, I thought I'd be living the dream with the 1,000 YouTube views and a $10,000 Manscaped sponsorship, but we're still going strong without any of those. So season 4 rolls on. I can't believe it's the 4th one, but here we go. Keep on going for the love of the league and my love for all of you. So welcome back for Football the League Season 9 and Football the Pod Season 4. I hope everybody had a fantastic summer because summer is now officially over. It is the only season that matters, fantasy season, which has now officially started. And so here we are on this Wednesday, August 27th. And oh man, is it great to be back. The best time of the year. It's like Christmas at the end of summer, but better. We finally made it through those hot, boring summer months to reach the time of the year that actually matters. And so without further ado, let's get back into it and get you hyped for the season, which means, as always, we start with Just the Tip with Commissioner Ben. Okay, the first tip is obviously listen to the pod. Or, if this goes well, watch the pod. That's right, all shows I shouldn't be saying this, I guess I can just edit it out if it doesn't work, may be up on a viewing platform video-wise for your eyes and your ears instead of just your ears, as well as hopefully more of your favorite podcasting platforms. But we will see about that. But for the real tip, it's the most necessary one for this point in time. Our draft is 1 week away. And when you are drafting, set a draft queue. We're about to have the draft next Wednesday. We're recording on Wednesday, 1 week away. Like I said, our draft clock's going to be 1 minute, 15 seconds this year, shaving off 15 seconds from last year. And the last thing you want is to be freaking out at the buzzer and have Yahoo auto draft you Jared Goff as your QB2. So when it's not your pick, load up enough players in your queue that you'd be happy to pick. In fact, exactly enough to reach until your next pick. Like if there are 12 teams to pick before your next pick, load up 13 players into your queue so that no matter what happens, you are ready. You can fiddle around with the rankings and reorder them. That's natural, but at least be prepared. And that was just a tip with Commissioner Ben. Well, that's hip. The tip was indeed extra timely, both for our draft next week and our draft participants today, because that is right, for episode 1 this year, it is mock draft time. And for this season's mock draft, well, you may have already guessed if you are viewing on the hopeful video stream, we've got 2 of our most often returning and certainly most loved pod guests, Eddie and Nick. Welcome back to the pod, back for the new season. How is it going, guys?
Good. Thank you, Ben. I just want to say that I think Manscaped isn't sponsoring you because you don't shave your balls.
Yeah. When was the last time you seen my balls?
That's a good point. That's a good point. When's the last time you've seen my balls?
About 3 weeks ago.
Eddie?
What's up? Well, I just woke up from a 8-month-long hibernation after last season, so you'll have to get me up to date with all this ball stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's lots more balls coming. Footballs, of course.
Hey.
Glad you could make the time for us, Nick. Eddie, what do you think of our teams in the 10-team slow draft that we are in right now?
I mean, I like my team. I got a bunch of my faves.
That's
Jameer
good.
Gibbs.
Oh, yeah. You got Jameer Gibbs. Start off. We'll see if you can get him this year.
My most loved guy, Mike Evans.
Good to know.
That's right. Yeah. Already throwing in some some of the tips from the get-go. We'll see what Eddie can draft in our real draft. Maybe those picks will happen in our mock draft time, because let's jump right into it. It is mock draft time. So let's remind everybody of our league format. Our lineup, of course, we set 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 2 flex, which means wide receiver, tight end, or running back. Then we have a kicker and a defense and 5 bench spots for 15 in total, along with 3 injured reserve if necessary. Our scoring, also the scoring in this mock draft, is PPR, 1 point per reception, 6 points for a quarterback throwing a passing touchdown, which is 2 more than standard in most leagues. Negative 2 points for quarterback interceptions. You lose points for fumbles. We got the minor new rule for field goals, just losing more points if you miss an easy field goal, and you still get -1 if you miss a 40 to 49 yarder. Otherwise, we've got the Scott rule in effect, otherwise known as 0.1 points per field goal yard. Check Yahoo League settings for more info. I'm not going to go over it all now. Let's jump right into it. We've got our picks slots ready to go. We have Nick picking from slot number 4 and Eddie picking from slot number 8. Let's see if this works. We can bring the draft up onto the screen for everybody for the first time in our, hopeful, once again, video format. And here we start the draft. Are you sure? Yes, we are. Firing it off with some computers. Nick, you're going to be on the clock right off the get-go, starting off with Chase, Bijan Robinson, and Saquon Barkley. A pretty standard intro. What do you got with your first pick?
Well, it's a little chalky, Ben, but I really like Detroit. I really like running backs off the first pick, so I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Done. That's if you get him, you can make that your team name too. Yeah, pretty standard start. So as you think about your pick, Eddie, what's your overall draft strategy this year? You've got a minute on the clock.
It's probably the same as it was last year. Start RBs and leave the onesies for late.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm faking you out.
I kind of like that in a 14. Yeah. And it's how'd it work out for you last year?
I mean, it was okay.
It was all right. Nick losing focus already in round 1 here.
Oh yeah.
What's your draft strategy this year, Nick?
I like to stay water, Ben, and just let the picks come to me. I might have stole that from fantasy footballers, but I like to just see what happens. And I like, honestly, you can't get good running backs late, so I am trying to focus on getting some good running backs early.
Makes sense. Exactly. Good strategy.
That's why I'm going to take a good running back early, even though he's an old man. He's still got 1 more year left.
Let me guess. It's CMC.
It is.
Look at that. Christian McCaffrey. We'll see if that becomes Christine McCaffrey again this year. You know what? Christian McCaffrey was on the winning team last year originally, was he not? The first overall pick.
I don't remember.
I believe Aaron picked him with the first overall pick last year.
He did.
And he went on to win the league.
Wow.
That just goes to show you don't even need your first pick to win the draft. Okay, yeah. Looks like I am in the draft. So I will be drafting then. Here we go. Changing on the fly.
Let's go.
We'll see what my picks end up being, but pick 9, very clear pick here. The top 3 receivers are not even off the board yet, which means I will take Justin Jefferson because the computer took Malik Neighbors. We can't see this screen. My screen is too small in the screen sharing. There goes the first tight end off the board at 201. This is using sleeper ADP though, so don't get too excited over this average draft position. We will be drafting on Yahoo, of course, so this is could be totally different. We're back to me. Let's use Eddie's strategy and take a running back, Jonathan Taylor. Always strong. Sending it back to you. My picks are going to be real quick. This draft is about our guests on the pod. So Eddie, coming back to you now at the 207. What is that? Pick 21 here. You still looking to go running back with your second pick?
Yep. And I'm going to look for one who is from north of the border.
Oh
Uh,
wow, yeah, Eddie's
on a
chalk pick this year,
high octane Bengals offense. I'm going to take
who I
Chase Brown.
just who I just traded for in my dynasty league. So he's on my team. Although I gave up your favorite Bill. All right, it was only a matter of time before the computer took the first quarterback. So Josh Allen, Lad McConkey, and Kyron Williams, who's been a league winner, well, a league playoff star for us before. He's no longer a last round pick of Cassie's. He's up in the second round. Brings us to you, Nick. Nick, what are you thinking? You also going to go running back here? Now we can see who's available based on at least average draft position on the screen. So
Yeah, well, for me
I don't see any
personally,
running backs.
all I'm thinking of is I'm reeling from Eddie not picking Lad McConkey in that spot. I just thought he was a big lad.
I'm a lad, but I'm a double RB lad first.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I mean, I still stick by that. Looking down the list, though, I see James Cook, Brees Hall, who's in a bit of a dicey situation with Braylon Allen there, but he should still be good. I don't know. Is Brees Hall a dicey situation? Could be wrong.
Well, how much do you know about Brees Hall this year? What has your research told you?
Not much. I haven't done much research.
Well,
And I've got a
Brees Hall is a player who has been very good in the past. Will he be good this year? Nobody knows. Truly, nobody knows.
Yep. And so I picked Tyreek Hill, and as it's coming back around to me, a bunch of quarterbacks have gone off the board, as the computer likes to do. Which I don't know. Maybe I should do.
That was an early Joe Burrow ahead of probably the top four quarterbacks. I'm not going to lie. I like the top four quarterbacks this year. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I don't think I'd have Joe Burrow in there. I'd say Jaden Daniels and maybe the remaining quarterback that you're thinking of, Jalen Hurts. However, in our 6 points per touchdown passing league, 6 point per passing touchdown, I should say, Joe Burrow might end up actually still being just as valuable as these guys. Who knows? That leaves you still on the clock, Nick. Who are you going to round out with this running back, wide receiver start?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I'm a little scared about the New York Jets. Again, it's offering me a New York Jet, 2 New York Jets, but man, do I take Brees Hall? Brees Hall's just got such a name. I'm not taking Alvin Kamara. I don't know any of these rookies. Maybe now I just go ahead and take Brees Hall because he was there last time. And
Brees Hall, there we go. I mean, Brees Hall has been good before. There have been whispers of him even possibly getting overtaken by backup running back on the team, Braylon Allen. But I think that's a bit crazy. However, the third round is probably a bit early for me for Brees Hall, but you know what? I took him in a best ball draft in the third round 4 months ago. So am I regretting that decision? A little bit, but maybe I'll make bank in another 4 months. Which brings us to Eddie's pick. 3 wide receivers off the board. Probably the, not even the last remaining top receivers. Garrett Wilson, JSN, T. Higgins. I probably have this remaining receiver who Eddie's going to take ahead of at least 2 of those receivers. Someone's firing off poops, though. Who's
I'm sorry.
Who's sending poops across the screen?
I'm going to take our young dynasty star who we hope to break out this year.
Changing it up. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
It's always nice to go for second-year wide receivers. Very high success rate for breakouts.
That's some
That
real
is true.
knowledge right there.
Marvin Harrison.
Ooh, great pick.
Yeah, good first receiver off the board. He's fallen. He was a first-round pick last year. Famously, Sarah taking her top 2 receivers as Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison did not return first-round value. However, if you look at his season overall, it was still quite good for a rookie. Now he's in a much more reasonable range. In fact, the third round of a 14-team draft, a lot more reasonable here, I would say. And that leaves me at the 309. So what does that mean? That's like pick 37. To me, that is the perfect time to take one of the 1Z positions, if you would like. We've got one of the top 4 quarterbacks remaining, Jalen Hurts. We've got one of the top 3 tight ends in George Kittle. Both of them would be good picks here, I would say. And maybe I would go with and Eddie's boy, Mike Evans. But we all know that the quarterbacks ahead are going to take either Jalen Hurts or George Kittle. So just for the fun of it, let's take the tight end. Let's take George Kittle and see what happens. There goes Jalen Hurts. Let's show you the rest of the board around the corner there. Devonta Adams, Terry McLaurin just signed his 3-year, $96 million deal with Washington onto Mike Evans. Nice little turn there. DJ Moore, James Conner. Oh, that's a little bit early. James Conner. Rashee Rice, who will be suspended for the first 6 games of the season. So he's a pretty risky pick if you want to do well at the beginning of the year. And we're back to me. I'm not spending more time on this pick. Let's not take Patrick Mahomes. Let's look. I've got one wide receiver, one running back, one George Kittle, who covers all positions. Let's go right with the top of the board and another promising but risky running back in Kenneth Walker, the last remaining running back in that's sort of top level tier that I would be happy with, unless you like these rookies. Moving on to Eddie. You got 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. What are you going with here?
I think I'm going to grab another running back just to lock down the position. There's a couple of receivers I do like. I don't know, maybe I should wait till Nick and let him choose, but I'll say it. Xavier Worthy, since Rashee Rice is out for those 6 games. And then George Pickens, who is on a Dallas team that will probably just throw all the time. But I am going to take a rookie running back on the New England Patriots who has shown some, a lot of
It's been
high
buzzy.
octane plays in preseason, and I'm going to take Travion Henderson.
He
He did
buzzy
return
boy.
that 1 touchdown. And this is the place that he's been going lately in the 4th round.
Yeah, Travion Henderson is definitely someone I've heard a lot of buzz about in the fantasy football podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
And I read an article. He's jumped up like 30 draft slots or something like that since draft started.
You've done some research. Look at that.
What do you assume I hadn't done research?
Well, you said that.
I've done lots of research. I've got spreadsheets.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, who do I like here?
2 running backs, 1 receiver.
2 running backs, 1 receiver. I know receivers will be available later, and I'm going to be kicking myself for grabbing one, but I do like to have that 2 running backs, 2 receivers early and just like spread it out a little bit. That being said, what were you saying about Xavier Worthy there?
Well, Rashee Rice is out for the first 6 games, so he's the
number
Rice
one.
is suspended. He's pretty much guaranteed to be the number 1 wide receiver, at least, probably receiver, unless Travis Kelce comes back from his little engagement honeymoon and decides to play some football.
All right, I'll defer to Eddie's knowledge and take Xavier Worthy.
Great pick. I took him in my in our 10-team draft. I believe, what was he? He was my 5th round pick. So that's already better value that you're getting than what I got. Which means you're back to you.
Love the value.
Pretty even start here. You got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. You can go wherever you want. Our league has just got 2 flexes now, so really going either running back or wide receiver makes sense.
Well, it's interesting here because I'm being recommended David Montgomery, who is the other Detroit running back. I could grab him as a handcuff to Jahmyr Gibbs, which would be quite an interesting play.
It'd be pretty dumb if you ask me, but yeah, you could do it.
You think so? Yeah. I'm putting my eggs in separate baskets.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I think it's putting your eggs in the same basket.
Well, we can debate that later, Ben. No, Travis Hunter, is he a defensive player or a wide receiver? Nobody
I don't know.
knows,
What
which
does it
is
say?
maybe why
What does
he's
it
so
say
low.
by his name?
Defensive
It
back and
does
wide
say
receiver.
DB and wide receiver. I think the system is confused. It doesn't know what to do.
Okay, I gotta make a pick here. I'm gonna panic, and I'm going to pick DeAndre Swift.
All right, goes running back DeAndre Swift. You know what? Not a terrible pick. He at least should catch some passes, which is what we want in a PPR league. Whereas David Montgomery doesn't really catch the passes. So nothing wrong with going 3 running backs. I'd say DeAndre Swift is right before a little teardrop there. So totally fine taking him.
Thank
Which
you.
moves us on to Eddie.
Okay.
Oh, you're welcome. That's all your research paying off. Eddie, what do you got here? 3 and 1, 3 RB, 1 wide receiver. I imagine you're not going to take running back anytime soon.
Yeah, not here. Got to add some wide receiver depth, and it's right now it's between 2 rookies, and I think you have both of them in the 10 team. But I'll just take the higher one on my rankings. Ted McMillan. I don't want to say his full first name because I'll mess it up.
Tedero? I think I got it now.
Tetaroa.
Tetaroa? I think
so.
the A is really, really silent.
Oh. Okay.
Silent A's at the end of names are common. You're
Silent
right.
A's.
I should have given up, which brings us right to me. Ted McMillan, great pick. I think I got him in the 4th round. Was that the 4th round in our 10-team league? Maybe that was pretty early. If so, yep. I went the rookie route in that league, and
You got him round 5.
Oh, there we go. Okay, still earlier than this pick here, this round 5 pick, because this is also round 5. But with what's this? This is already 16 more picks than our round 5, so that's a huge difference. I guess that brings to my pick. This is not about me. Let's just go ahead and take the other rookie who also plays defensive back. Looping us back around. There goes Patrick Mahomes off the board. Now you can see the other quarterbacks start going. Still too early for me to take a second or take one of these other quarterbacks. But hey, the sleeper computer does not know any better. We've got Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Aaron Jones, Chris Olave, Baker Mayfield, Calvin Ridley, Caleb Johnson, another rookie running back, Deebo Samuel, and Joe Mixon, who, okay, PSA, don't draft Joe Mixon. He might not play all year. So if you're listening to this, don't draft him. He
Sounds
just
like
might
you want Joe Mixon
not even play
in the real draft.
Okay, maybe, but who I want right now is Jalen Waddle, who may have a bounce back season if, Tyreek Hill goes full on Antonio Brown and just runs off into the distance of who knows where, eventually getting arrested again, which moves us on to you, Eddie.
Well, I got another 2 young first and second year player again in my queue. I guess I got McCaffrey and then a bunch of young studs. But here I'm going to take a flyer on a Bucks wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka.
Way above sleeper ADP. His ADP in Yahoo is probably going to be real low too.
Yep, but I'm a very, very big Baker fan, so I trust him. And with Chris Godwin, probably, I don't even know. His leg is just toast.
Chris Godwin could be back in week 2, apparently. Could be back in week 6. He could not play all season.
See how well he runs. But I'm going to take Egbuka.
Emeka
He's a
Egbuka.
very highly touted prospect.
Are you regretting our dynasty pick of taking Loveland over Egbuka?
Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday, actually.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
regretting it too.
All right, we don't need any dynasty talk in here. This is a redraft league. Just speaking for the people. So right now I'm looking down the list. I've got Quinshon Judkins, who's I think being canceled for something. So I'm not going to worry about him.
Yeah, it was
I've
domestic
heard a
violence.
lot of good things about.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not
I
put
love
him
your
on my
moles.
team. I don't need that in the locker room. What I'm going to look at is this. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about this Denver team, and we should be pretty excited for it. So I'm just gonna take a quarterback here. Mr. Bo Nix. Not let him drop any further.
Is that because he's first on the list there?
No, Ben. It's because I want Bo Nix. And
okay.
He wants
I
him.
could have probably waited because all three other teams to start the draft already had QBs. But
that is true. That would have been a smart thing to look at. Those three quarterbacks right there meant that Bo Nix was not, at least in any old regular league, would not have been taken. However, yes, PSA, you probably don't want to draft Quinshon Judkins. He hasn't even signed his rookie contract with Cleveland yet because of all of those canceled issues that Nick was referring to.
Yeah.
And just another PSA that Jordan Addison will play, but he's been suspended for the first 3 games of the season. So keep that in mind. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Ben. I feel like a news broadcaster. Back to you. Let's see.
That is what this is.
Okay. Call this news. Well, we're starting to get to the part of the draft where I don't really know who anyone is. Although I do know.
Starting.
Well, I do know that when Chris Godwin went out last year, he was the wide receiver 2 on the year overall. And he's still got it. So I am going to neg Eddie here and take Chris Godwin and hope that his guy doesn't get any points.
Wow.
Nice. Well, Chris Godwin is guaranteed to not play week 1. And then the rest is, we have no idea. But you're right. Chris Godwin was the boon and then bane of Cassie's season, I will say, if I remember correctly.
Boon and bane. Not bad.
Yes, opposites. Yeah.
Not bad.
See? News.
Yeah.
All right. On to Eddie. We are at the 708 here, rolling through these picks. This is like already almost at pick 100 overall. 14 teamers. The players run out pretty quick. I will make a quick note of Brian Robinson Jr. drafted here at the 707, who was just traded a few days ago to San Francisco to be the backup running back to Christian McCaffrey. So you probably don't want to draft him this early. Eddie, on to you.
Yeah, it really thins out way faster in our 10 team. But I'm going to take a waiver wire gem I had last year, and taking him after his backup is kind of crazy. So I'm going to take Tyrone Tracy.
Literally just added him to my queue. All right,
well, there was like 20 picks before your next pick. So given that he was first up on the sleeper list, I don't think he was going to come back around to you. But
okay, well.
But at least you're using the add players to your queue tip.
Oh, his backup is Cam Scatabo, by the way.
That's right. Another rookie. That's right. Which leaves me back up here and scrolling up. What do I have? I've got 3 wide receivers. I got 2 running backs. I got a tight end. I don't have a quarterback, but I'm not worried. I don't need to draft a quarterback yet. But this pick is not about me. This draft is not about me. So I will just make a quick pick here and go with my boy who was shot last year, who then I traded away in Dynasty, Ricky Pearsall. Another hopefully upside wide receiver who could, start the season off well for San Francisco.
Did you trade him away because he was shot?
Yeah, I don't want anyone shot on my team, except I also have Brian Robinson Jr., so that's a lie.
But you better trade him away.
It's because, you know what? I traded Ricky Pearsall away, and then they're like, well, we need another guy on San Francisco on your team who was also shot. So,
token gunshot victim
of San Francisco. Yeah, this brings us back around to me. We've got a Jordan Mason going here. So Travis Etienne. My other pick would have been Matthew Golden, another rookie. That's who knows how well he's actually going to do. Well, I don't need any tight ends. I have my tight end. It could take Javonte Williams, who will probably be the starting running back for Dallas to start the season, but I don't want to do that. He's, probably is not going to be very good actually during the year, which means I will go ahead and take, let's go with Josh Downs, who was a rookie last year, had a great, overall year, seems to be great at football, and probably won't be able to catch anything because Daniel Jones is throwing him the football, which brings us on to you, Eddie.
So I'm very tempted to take a quarterback here just because I know the sleeper AI. And we already saw Team 10 take a second QB already. And actually, I guess in our league, a lot of people do take backup quarterbacks pretty
There were
early.
many backup quarterbacks gone. Our quarterback waiver
And-
wire was actually pretty thin.
Yeah, and I know when it comes back to me, a bunch of these QBs will be on, but hopefully the guy I'm waiting for is still there later. So right now, I'm just going to pass on a quarterback and a tight end and take Buffalo Bill breakout wide receiver, second year, another young gun. I think everyone on my team except McCaffrey is still first or second year. And I'm going to take Keon Coleman.
Look at that. Chase Brown. Chase Brown's in his third
God.
year now.
Oh, he is third, yeah.
Just like he said, everyone's firing off those quarterbacks. You definitely want to have Dak Prescott to back up Josh Allen on your team. So good pick there in team number 7.
Yeah,
With
you
Doc.
do love the young boys, Eddie. Sorry. I have some room for a wide receiver here. Debating between Jaden Reed and Michael Pittman. I don't like Indianapolis as a franchise, so I am going to pick Jaden Reed. And
Did you know that Daniel Jones is starting in Indianapolis this year? Danny Dimes?
he's the putative starter, but then there's Anthony Richardson. So what about that?
Anthony Richardson's waiting on the bench. Who knows if he'll ever get another opportunity? I'm sure he will because Daniel Jones also sucks. They'll probably swap games back and forth.
Yep.
Jaden Reed, he was in a walking boot up until like last week, but it looks like he's doing well and should be back for week 1. So, hey, he could be a fantastic pick late if he can reproduce his, early season star start that he had last year until he really completely fell off. But that's all the stalling that you get. We're back to your 904 pick number 9 for your team. If we look at your roster here, you don't need to fill out the starting positions right away. Or do you?
No. Well, I'm looking around. I'm just taking dart throws at players right now. And I'm looking at the starting running back for the Los Angeles Chargers, Najee Harris, who is still somehow available here later in the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him.
All right. Well, hopefully he can run straight.
We got a live home run alert. Ty France hits a dinger to bring the Jays within 1.
Nice. Right, that means perhaps the Jays are getting ready to shoot some fireworks off, just like Najee Harris was doing on 4th of July.
Oh, man.
And then, so news flash, July 4th, Najee Harris having a good old fireworks party and takes one to the eye. And now his one eye is, he can't see out of it. So hopefully he's back. They say he might play. He might play in week 1. Maybe. It's unclear.
PSA for fireworks accidents, okay? Everyone jokes around, but this is very serious. So Matis Kiblianix, the Columbus Blue Jackets goalie who died a few years ago from a fireworks accident, never forget.
Also
That's
the
right.
accident at my cottage.
Also, yeah, shout out Aaron.
Maybe not an accident, more of an incident.
No one was injured.
Yeah, no.
Hindsight is 50-50.
No laws were broken. All right, Eddie, pick number 908, your 9th round pick here. Looking at your team, you also, like you said, you don't have a quarterback and you don't have a tight end.
Yeah,
the computer's going to be picking those.
I think Tucker Kraft is it's going to be a breakout. Well, maybe he already broke out last year, but he's going to be a stud.
Also on our dynasty team.
But can never have enough running backs. I'm just going to take Bill.
Wow. Bill. That is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah.
He was a 7th round pick by Washington, completely undrafted, had some hype, and then somehow in the past 2 weeks, he had a couple of good preseason runs, and then Washington goes and just trades their starting running back, Brian Robinson Jr., and now Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, for some reason known as Bill, is their presumed starter, just completely out of nowhere. He went from a 200th overall pick up into like a 100th overall pick. So, yeah, this is a good spot to take him at. He's another rookie that who knows how well he's going to do. I am going to probably just not let the computer take a quarterback from me. There's a bunch of good quarterbacks around here. If you like not watching football but just watching your fantasy score go up, Justin Fields should score you some points as a rushing quarterback. But it's one of these. It should be a time for one of these second-year players to break out as quarterbacks, either Drake May or Caleb Williams. I like both of them as good picks. Let's go with Drake May because his rank says 122, which is higher than 128. Which brings it right back around to me. Thank you. Now we're on to the 10th round. Let's start speeding through this. Eddie, as I make my pick here, tell me about your strategy as we are in the 10th round. We only have 4 picks left because I removed kickers and defense from these teams.
Oh, man, no kickers?
So there's no kickers and no defense because we know that just like in our league, sleeper computers will be taking them real early. So I don't want to actually simulate a real draft here. That'd be too easy. So
I mean, what a good late round strategy is just don't draft a kicker ever.
That is something that we like to do.
Pick them up before on Saturday night or like right before the game start.
Well, that is a good, very late round strategy. As much as Nick would like to fire poop across the board.
Yeah, well, here's my handcuff that I was going to take next, Mr. Braylon Allen. So,
all right. Well, a tip on my side. That's
lick a toaster.
Maybe this is a free just a tip. You don't need to handcuff your own running back early in the season. Then you're just risking upside. I mean, okay, in our big league, our 14-team league, maybe that's the right thing to do. But you want to handcuff other people's running backs so that if they get injured early in the season, then you're just like, well, I win. I've got 2 starters now. Much more upside there. Unless, of course, you are just playing for safety and not upside, which we all know you. You're a safety marshal for your school, aren't you?
I hope not.
Well,
Eddie, on to you.
Well, I'm just going to keep taking running backs because you can never have enough, like you said earlier. I'm going to take I don't know if should I take a guy we have on our dynasty team or maybe I'll just switch it up and go with a guy we don't have on our dynasty team. I'll go Ollie Gordon.
Oh, an early Ollie Gordon. Wow. Ollie Gordon, who is a 6th round pick by Miami, has also shot up the boards out of nowhere after a presumed backup to Devon Achane. Jalen Wright just had a terrible preseason and then just got injured, and he might not even play. So now we've got
Devon Achane's injured too. Yeah.
Exactly. Ollie Gordon could start the year. And Nick has already gone ahead and made his first pick, Christian Kirk. Great pick in this round. He should be the 2nd wide receiver for Houston. So getting a starter in the 10th round is, it's probably your best pick of the draft so far, Nick. So nicely done there.
Oh, okay. No need for that. It's catching strays here. And I don't have a tight end yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a name that I recognize in Dallas Goedert. Sure, it will probably be a bad pick, but, we'll see.
I don't think so. I think Dallas Goedert is a totally reasonable pick, especially there. He should beat just as good as those tight ends drafted 2 rounds earlier.
Yeah, that's how the landscape is. There's not a lot left.
That's what happens when you've got all these computers drafting. We've got Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3, and Team 5, and Team 6, and Team 7. In fact, every team other than us and Team 10 have 2 tight ends. Oh, no, not 11 or 12. I'm sure they want to get a tight end soon, though. They're going to be pretty pissed if you snipe one of their tight ends. Wow, look at Team 13. No tight ends. They are just waiting patiently as all the other CPUs. Oh, yeah, they're probably getting – I would bet. Look at Team 13. Wow, what an outlier. No quarterbacks or tight ends. How are they surviving in this landscape?
Let's go with just a young offense with a lot of room for opportunity and hope this guy, Jatavian Sanders, catches some balls.
I mean, you need a tight end at this point of the draft, and those computers are going to be snapping them up. There's not even any other options for them to take, which leaves it to me. Well, in the later rounds of the draft, I'm not looking for scraping up a couple points here and there. I'm looking for some upside young guys who, maybe can just start doing real well if the starter gets injured somewhere, or can get me some early season points. And so that's why I am taking Bishal Tutin, maybe the starting pass-catching running back for Jacksonville. Their three-headed monster of a running back is up in the air. And Mo, maybe you should have gone
13.
quarterback as Trevor Lawrence finally takes a quarterback. I mean, of course, they're stacking him with BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr. Back to me. We got Hunter Henry and Isaiah Likely gone. We only got 2 picks left in this draft. And so for me, well, I've got only 3 wide receivers and 2 flexes, though. So, I mean, that means if I actually do look at my team, then I probably actually have, 4 wide receivers, which is more than enough. I could take an upside either wide receiver or running back at this point.
The Jays took the lead.
Wow, we're getting live. Look at this. This really is news. People are going to wonder what news it is, depending on when they're watching. But I will take another rookie who shot up the depth charts through the year, although he's just the 3rd wide receiver on Vegas right now.
I find it amazing that the 3rd ranked QB by ADP is the 3rd string quarterback in Cleveland.
Sure Sanders. Yeah, look at that. There's Sure Sanders. Somehow, ADP is not everything. I wonder what that'll be like on Yahoo.
I mean,
you know what? You are the last team to draft a quarterback, so I'd say you don't need one. Except I'm sure one of these teams is going for a 3rd quarterback. Yeah. So
I can't pass up the name value, and like the Falcons might have a good offense. So let's go, Michael Penix.
Yeah, he could be a totally reasonable quarterback here. Which brings us to you. You got 2 picks left, Nick. You're going to fire them off real quick. Last two picks of the draft.
Yep. I'm going to go with the who was at one point the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys last year, who's been shipped off to Carolina, which is not encouraging. But Mr. Rico Dowdle is someone who should not be slept on in these drafts. Maybe picked 100 picks earlier. I'm just going to put it out to my other league mates.
Rico could be totally fine. The backup to Chuba Hubbard, but he at least does catch passes. He's a good late-round pick, too. Bringing us to your last pick here, Nick. As we look at your roster, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs.
Can never have too many, but I am going to switch to wide receiver here and pick a dope name on a great offense. Isaac Tesla.
There we go. 5 running backs, 5 receivers. Finishing off with your 6th receiver, Isaac Tesla, who would have made the preseason All-Star team. Had a touchdown in every single preseason game. He's also shot off the boards. He could very well. He, in fact, most likely will be the 3rd wide receiver on Detroit. So good pick there, and good name, and nice hair. Which brings us to you. Your last pick here, Eddie.
Wow, he does have nice hair.
Yeah, take a look. I know.
If this was a real draft, I think I'd double up one of the onesies here. But I want to take another rookie and another Canadian player.
Shop Canadian.
And a guy who shot up the rankings a bit too. He made Travis Hunter look like a child in a game in college. So I'm going to take Alec Ayumenor.
Nice. Yep. Great name. Great Canadian.
Just shout him out.
And, we're really down in the doldrums of the draft here. But you know what? Roshan Johnson could end up punching in from some touchdowns for Chicago. And that's it. That finishes off our draft. Here we are. Could even convert to a league. Do you want to make this into a league, guys? No.
Let's go. Oh, my gosh. That would be good content for the listeners.
Now we start a league. All right. Here we are. We can see the full draft board. Look at this. Full draft board. We can see all of our teams. We got Nick, who took 5 running backs, 6 wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end. Eddie went real hard at running back. Well, only just one harder than Nick, with 6 running backs and 5 wide receivers, 1 each at the position. I ended up with 6 receivers and 5 running backs. Nice even builds from all of us. You can see all of our teams here. All right. Let's start off with you, Eddie. Eddie, tell me what you think of Nick's team.
What do I think of Nick's team? I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's an amazing player. I think his next 2 picks are a little iffy.
Fair?
not a
Okay.
lot iffy maybe. I don't know. Tyreek is just an Antonio Brown waiting to happen this year. He probably will run off the field in mid game. And then Brees Hall, I had him last year, and he's just annoying. So fuck him.
Wow, harsh. All right, well, Nick, tell me your favorite and least favorite pick of Eddie's draft.
Honestly, I thought Eddie did a really great job drafting. All around, good picks.
Thanks, man.
I'm just looking down his list. Don't know who many of the players are. As is customary with Eddie, he drafts.
But you still think he did a great job.
Yeah.
If he confuses me, then it was probably good.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Aomine, and I like Aominor. I'll take your word for it. I am gonna say the best pick here. I'm gonna say Travion Henderson is probably someone who's just, I don't know. He could be the new Ezekiel Elliott, was he the old running back on New England? He could be the new Zeke.
I hope he's not New England Zeke.
Wait, who was the?
I mean, he was on New England. That is true.
Yeah,
and he was very bad and got cut. But
damn, who was the guy in the Tom Brady era?
Are you thinking of James White?
That's a long era.
Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps you're thinking of James White, the little pass-catching running back who won a Super Bowl MVP. In fact.
Wow.
Yep.
I'll give that one to Eddie. Worst pick, probably. I'm gonna say Tyrone Tracy. New York Giants suck. Fuck them. They're never gonna be in a running position in game scripts. So that's
and
what I'm
you know his name too, right?
Yeah. What do you mean?
So there you go. You know who Tyrone Tracy is.
Yeah, I know him.
Right. Oh. Nothing brings out the real laughs like a laugh track, but that's it. We're done. Good job, everybody. Oh man, that's real loud. We'll see how that actually comes out on the pod. It'll be a surprise for everybody. And with that, let's end it off. Oh no, what kind of
poop too.
All right, well, as we fire off laughs and poop all over the board, we'll leave it up for everybody to look at and observe the wonder of this mock draft. And remind everybody, last year, how did we finish? We had Aaron, who picked first overall, took CMC, and still won, showing that picking first overall means you win the league. Mike finished second place with back-to-back seconds, commendable, but still has not reached the top. And then running down third through 14th, we've got Brandon, Daniel, Eddie, Jason, Scott, Cassie, Commissioner Ben, Brent, Nick, Christine, Sarah, and Sean. Quick league format reminders. Well, first of all, the draft of the draft starts right now. I have pick number 1 in the draft of the draft. And, well, Aaron won the draft last year. Aaron won the league last year. He picked first overall. I'll pick first overall as well.
Oh, wow.
Draft of the draft has now started. I'll take the 101, which means, Brent, you're on the clock. You'll get tagged as well. As usual, our season structure, no divisions. Everybody plays everybody else with one double up. Schedule's already up, so go check Yahoo. 8 teams make the playoffs. There are no buys. The 8th team is going to be whoever's got the most points after the top 7 overall. The 6 non-playoff teams still play for the draft of the draft. You know how it works. We got free agent budget for waivers. You got to bet money to get the players. And new this year, the winner of the Poopy Football Award gets free 10 fab dollars. Not real money. That's for the winner each week. Gets the real money. Trades. The trade deadline, November 22nd. Make them happen. Last year, I turned over my entire roster before the trade deadline. Did it do any good for me? No. But was it fun? Absolutely. All info is on WhatsApp or in Yahoo settings. Check them out. Finally, before we close, I hear there may have been news of a potential true crime segment and that you might know more about this, Nick.
Oh. Sorry, that took me a second.
It's all right. Everyone gets to watch you think now.
I don't know what to say about this. I wasn't really involved, but there's a lot of investigation into a certain Daniel in our league. There were LinkedIn profiles discovered. There were pictures found. I would say the ringleader of all of this is Christine. So if anyone's listening to this, just ask Christine. I don't want to take the heat for this.
It sounds like Christine might already have to come on and defend herself. But more importantly, Daniel's going to need to come on and defend himself.
That's right.
To solve the real true crime mystery. And with that, that's a wrap for episode 1. There's no more waiting. It is draft for real time next week. So get those spreadsheets ready. See you next week on Discord. The link will be sent out. And then the official kickoff of the NFL season starts next Thursday with Dallas against Philly, which also kicks off the points that we will all be scoring. Thank you for listening and hopefully watching. And see everybody next week at the draft. And, of course, I forgot to thank our guests. So thank you so much to Eddie and Nick for making a fantastic first podcast of the season. First video one, nonetheless, if this works. We will surely have you back on. Please accept my late apology.